Hi everyone, this is Samit from Talksonground. So welcome back to the channel. It's been about 11 days since the results. और हमने पिछले 10 दिनों में बहुत कुछ देखा है. Some terror incidents, uh, a lot of fighting, infighting within BJP, frittering away of the, the combination in the alliance also. A lot of things are going on. And I think it is appropriate if we go directly to the main issue, which is BJP versus RSS. So I'm going to play for a short period of time a clip from Ratansharda. He's a senior RSS leader. तो उससे हमें थोड़ा समझ आएगा कि what is happening. So please allow me to share this.
The election. So, before we move to the piece that you wrote for the organizers, can you contextualize and help us understand a little bit about this ahankar that Mr. Bhagwat was talking about, and who does the RSS was not maintained during the election. So, before we move to the piece that you wrote for the organizers, can you contextualize and help us understand a little bit about this ahankar that Mr. Bhagwat was talking about, and who does the RSS feel has become ahankari?
Sanya, thanks for inviting me to this platform. And I would first of all say that what Mohan Bhagwat said applies to all the political parties across the spectrum. I would like to draw your attention that I wrote an article 3 days before the election were over. Then let us return to sane politics. When at sane, I meant that above this hateful campaigns, above this abusive debates, above this insulting way of talking to each other and bitterness, that we should leave it behind. High time that we move to more constructive mode of politics that used to be the earlier norm in Indian politics, and that is the way it should go. Bhagwat said the same thing. Now, when you talk of arrogance, there is arrogance in the Congress that only they are the ruling party. So, as an overall scenario, Mohanji being from RSS, who have already talked civilly with the worst opponents, or try to bring people to the viewpoint with good, gentle talk, and be successful most of the time. For RSS, there is this normal nature would like tempers of the public discourse go down and become gentle. That's what he said. So I'm very sure it's not targeted to one particular political party. It's targeted to everybody.
But do you think he also meant the BJP? And do you think, I mean, of course, you have written about this, and I would want to come to your.
So there is one is the arrogance of power. I'm not talking of arrogance of power. I'm talking of the arrogance or I would say high-handedness of middle tier leaders or local leaders who believe because they are in the enjoying life under the shadow of Mr. Modi for last 10 years that they will be ruling and they will be getting the votes anyway. When Modi said 400 par, it was not meant for the people. It was meant more for the party to work hard. If you listen to speeches on the workers' platform, he said, "Please go out, reach out to people." It kept on telling him, "Please go meet, reach out to the people." And that was a message, and it was also a message to opposition as a kind of challenge. And opposition initially fell for it. In fact, that went on another. How can BJP get 400 seats? Instead of saying what they will get, they did not declare till the end of the election. They said what BJP is, how will it get 400. So it was a challenge for a party to reach at a certain level. They have to go high. So I never believed in this 400 plus. In my interviews, even before results, during a campaign, I said, to my mind, BJP will be around 300 to 325. Yes, I was wrong because UP was a big failure. I was afraid of Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. That was right. So there are always some, missteps in the election. But as I said, the workers took it in the wrong way.
And let me just say this. I think he is being very diplomatic. The inside news is that Mr. Mohan Bhagwat is going to meet Yogi Adityanath. और कुछ ऐसी खबरें आ रही हैं कि there is some possibility of a new front being formed and so on. I really think that is not going to happen. But I haven't seen any attempt from the BJP to reach out to RSS. If they're doing it in private, maybe, but we haven't seen any evidence. And we have also seen that most of the cabinet was repeated except 2 or 3, Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Mohan Lal Khattar coming in. तो ये बिल्कुल हो सकता है कि RSS is unhappy with the portfolio distribution fundamentally, and they want somebody from of their recommendation to be part of the CCS. And they probably, this could be their second demand. The first demand, I think, will be the fact that they want BJP president to come from their stock, and that president has to have a lot of free hand. तो ये जो फ्री हैंड वाली बात है ये बिल्कुल अ, एक बहुत important है because JP Nadda has been definitely I won't say a stooge but definitely somebody from the inner circle of the prime minister. तो जब ऐसा होता है तो you know maybe RSS has not worked well with JP Nadda, and JP Nadda gave some remarks during the elections, very surprising. And what I'm hearing is that it was around that time that there was some communication given by RSS to the BJP telling them that they're losing UP big time. And they had identified which seats they were going to lose, but BJP continued with the candidates and the campaign the way it was. Now, I don't really understand that. So maybe BJP thought that their agencies are getting a different feedback. Maybe all exit polls are getting, or other opinion polls had given a different number. So maybe they'll get through to 280 and they can work with that. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि BJP internally thought that they'll fall below 272. I'm sure they didn't think they'll cross 300. Given the way the campaign went, there was definitely some problem in the campaigning in terms of number of rallies other leaders did apart from Narendra Modi. So there is a problem, and now it's very important to see how things will evolve from here. So it's not easy to fix something like this because RSS has gone public. So the moment BJP, and I repeat, any leader from BJP counters what RSS has said, that is when you have to understand that things are not the way, a lot of BJP supporters, RSS workers have thought. Because then a situation can develop wherein they can actually be a vertical split. And on June 26th, there is the selection or election of the speaker. So 26th needs to be watched out, 26th of June. And I really suspect that BJP might not get its own speaker. If they can manage that, great. But for the first time in 10 years, I think BJP or Modi government is seriously under threat. And it's not from Congress, it's not from the India Alliance, it is from within. And it's very interesting to see these comments tell us why the results were the way they were. The opinion polls were not wrong. The exit polls were surely wrong. And I think it's because on some seats, India Alliance managed to or get a few extra thousand votes, maybe in tens of thousands in some places, which the pollsters couldn't pick up because they would have assigned a certain percentage of a certain community to India Alliance and a certain percentage to India. So, for instance, scheduled caste. So, let's say you are seeing some upsurge in the SC community towards Congress or SP. Then, but you know that in terms of turnout, the number is say 65%, which is average. But in reality, let's say 71% turned up for amongst these SC community, and the overall turnout reduced. So their contribution to that elections result increases by 10 to 15%. So that's how this election has turned. And obviously, the fact that there was a problem with booth management, there was a problem with campaigning, there was a problem with candidate selection, and there was a problem with the campaign slogan, which is 400 Par. So 400 Par was supposed to demoralize India Alliance and really uplift the BJP worker. It did exactly the opposite. So what it did was it uplifted or it challenged the Congress and others to get together and fight hard, and it demoralized or rather diffused the enthusiasm that the BJP workers had because the opinion polls had also shown a sweep. So they all really thought there's nothing in it for us. And there are rumors that candidates don't work, or rather, they don't entertain BJP karyakartas, they don't help them out, they don't entertain them, they don't, help do anything for them. In fact, they are it's difficult for them to even meet them. So if that is the case, then what is happening today is I think a reflection of that. And I think the next, I think today is 15. So in 10 days, we will see a very clear indication of where things are going. Whether so, the questions are the following. So will BJP be able to get its own speaker in parliament? Number one. Number two, will JP Nadda get a extension as a working president? जो सुनने में आ रहा है या फिर कोई नया बंदा आएगा या कोई announcement ही नहीं होगा. So each of these has a different significance. So these are very interesting times, demoralizing for some BJP supporters, Modi supporters, some RSS karyakartas. So I think they have to get together and meet in a room and discuss this. But if RSS is going public, which they haven't done in years and years, I think they must be at a point where there's a communication gap which cannot be filled up by, in a meeting. Or uh, one party, perhaps Modi and his team, is not willing to meet RSS. So these are the only two conclusions I can make up. So let's see how this goes from here, and we'll keep a very close track of this. So I'll come back to you tomorrow or whenever there are more developments, maybe earlier, and keep telling you what is happening. Do write your comments on this issue or suggest some information that I haven't gathered. Please subscribe and share, and thank you very much.